Well, hello everybody. As the title says, I'm going live as requested. Minus the coughing. Hello, Connie and Patricia. I'm sorry. I just started coughing right after the thing went live. Get this cough drop just melt down a little bit in my mouth, and maybe that'll stop me from coughing. But I look a mess. I've been so busy today. I've had a project going on in the yard. So I had to finish that before I could come in here. Well, maybe I'll be able to talk if I can quit coughing. But I got a message from Gladys and a couple other people to go live tonight. So I decided I'd go live, and I just hope the internet holds out. It don't cause too much of a problem. So how's Patricia and Connie tonight? Maybe Gladys will come in. And there's Peggy. Hello, Peggy. How are you? I look a mess because I didn't plan on going live, but like I said, I had several people ask me if I if I would go live. So, well, good. That's good to hear, Peggy, that you're doing fine today. Connie says she's pouring resin currently. Well, good for you. I just got through with a project that I was working on in the yard that I did a video on, and I'll upload that in the morning so everybody will get to see what it was. Hopefully it will make my life a little bit easier in the garden. What are you making with the resin, Connie? A sunflower bowl. Oh, I bet it's going to be pretty. I hand painted sunflowers on my project today. Hey there, Gladys. There you are. I just told him that you were one of the ones that asked me to go live this evening, so. And there's Peter. Hello, Peter. How are you? Well, good. Glad to hear you're doing good. Well, good, Gladys. You're doing fine. But I was telling everybody that I went live tonight because of requested people. Several of my subscribers requested that I go live, so I'm live. How's the garden? The garden's doing great. And I found another cantaloupe today that I didn't know was out there. It's in the first set of bucket planters in my front yard, not the backyard. I was looking on the wrong side. I kept looking on the front, and I happened to walk around behind it today, and there was a cantaloupe, about the size of a big grapefruit, hanging behind the buckets. I don't know if it'll get ripe or not. It's a little bit late in the season for cantaloupe. Oh, I bet it's going to be pretty, Connie. And there's Sophia. Hello, Sophia. How are you doing this evening? My ex-husband used to pour resin. He made paperweights and all kind of stuff, and enclosed scorpions, snakes, all kind of stuff in the resin. But I never tried it. I'm doing great for one, Sophia. Glad to hear you're well. When y'all see my video tomorrow, you'll have to let me know what you think of it. You received your wooden Indian? That's the one we found at Walmart that sells for about $400. He stands 5 foot tall. It's been hot today. Man, I was out in the yard working on that project, and I was just sweating. Oh my gosh. Look at all those roses. Oh, I got some bad news. My sister-in-law is back in the hospital. You know, she's only been home for a day or so, and she got sick. My brother took her back to the hospital, so she's in the hospital. She's septic. She's throwing up. She's got diarrhea. So she's got an infection in her blood. They don't know if it's from the surgery, from the infection, or what's going on, but she's got some kind of viral thing going on with her stomach for sure. So she's back in the hospital. They're running tests to figure out why she's sick again, or why she's septic. Because, you know, sometimes you do get an infection in your bloodstream after you have a major surgery or an infection like she had. So time will tell, I guess, what's going to happen. Yeah, I hope and pray she'll be okay too. I was hoping all that stress was going to be over for a little bit with my brother, but having to take her back to the hospital again, I know he's upset, worried, and that's not good for him. She should be getting IV therapy. She may be, I don't know. I don't know what they're giving her. But, you know, with an infection like that, septic, they're bound to be giving her some kind of antibiotics. Tennessee, and I'm here in Texas, so I've just been communicating my brother through messages and seeing what he posts on Facebook. Linda, ready for a riddle? Well, I hadn't really planned on doing trivia tonight. Blue Beach Glass. Well, hello. My day was great. I worked on a project that I videoed that I'm going to post the video tomorrow. And thank you for the prayers for my sister-in-law. I didn't really make supper. I did have a couple of avocados, so I made some guacamole, and I had some chips, so I ate some guacamole and chips, and that was really my supper tonight. I had a bowl of my smoked salmon chowder for lunch. The delivery got delayed till tomorrow. Made some chicken lasagna, turned out good. Oh, that sounds good. I've never made chicken lasagna. I've just made the regular ground beef lasagna. What goes around the world and stays in the corner? Probably a globe. What do you call those globes that have the whole world map on them? That's on a pedestal thing that you can spin it around. That's the only thing I can think of that you could leave in the corner, but yet it goes around the world. Oh my gosh, Linda, the bowl is going to be pretty. I'm going to make a clock to match it. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I give up, Gladys, if it's not one of those world maps that's round and it's on a pedestal that you can spin. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what they call them. I forget the name of it. Love guacamole and chips. That's a good snack. Yeah, that was my dinner. I wasn't real hungry, so it hit the spot. A stamp. Yeah, stamp is in the corner, isn't it? A globe, yeah. Because I thought of a classroom with one of those globes in it, and the kids would go up to it and spin it, and try to find certain places on the maps. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Because it could stay in the corner, but yet it goes around the world when you spin it. But I see the stamp, how that works. You put a stamp on the envelope, it's in the corner, but yet it could go around the world. It's been really hot here today, which is nice, but it's not 105, but it was in the 80s. What building has, I can't read that word, it's behind the heart on the screen. A lot of stories. Probably a library. Hi, Michelle, how are you? That's what I said, a library. Yes. So I was right, Gladys. It was a library. We got Patricia, Gladys, Connie, Blue Beach Glass, Gladys. We got 20 online. I don't know how many's in chat, but. And don't forget the thumbs up. I've only got 2 thumbs up so far. Something for asking. Hope you will too, Linda. Oh, you're good. Thank you for asking. Okay. I have to wait 4 hours it, in my big plastic salad bowl while it is still bending. It's like watching paint dry. This part I am. Yeah, I don't like to watch paint dry. It takes forever. What goes up and don't come down? I don't know. Thumbs? Somebody said thumbs. Hi, Kathy. How are you doing this evening? Kathy Parnell here. Hope you're doing good. Well, now I got 9 thumbs up. Got 20 watching. We can get more thumbs up than that. Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm just tired. I worked on a project most of the day, and I did a video on it, and it's still uploading, but I'll post it tomorrow. And I had one of my subscribers want to know where Bloomin' was because she's not been in chat in a while, and I don't know. I don't have any idea. I guess she's found other places to be and other things to do. I don't know. I've not heard from her. I had to go in and make a change because I had forgot to set my live to subscribers only, but I went back and just did that. Oh, Kathy, you said you were hacked, so you backed off for a while. Sorry about that. A man sitting in an easy chair. Rain, Gladys? Oh, you said a man sitting in an easy chair. Oh, what comes down and can't go up? Rain. Well, it does kind of go up, but it evaporates to go up. It doesn't go up as rain. Oh, man. Y'all, I'm tired. I'm Kathy Parnell. I've been a subscriber. Yeah, I thought you had been for a while. I don't know what happened to some of my people. They haven't been coming to my lives lately. Because I usually get up 40 or more people in chat during my lives, and now I only get about 20, 25. I'm lucky to get 30 sometimes. Yeah, I've been tired since the time change. It messed up my time clock real good for sleeping. Well, I'm glad you did. You know, we started playing trivia, some lives. Last live I had, we played a game of trivia. And I don't remember the name of the lady that won, but she's got a candle on the way as her prize. And I didn't tell what the prize was in the trivia because I really didn't know what I was going to give as the prize at that particular time. I didn't know till after the live was over what I was going to give. So that's the reason I said it was going to be a surprise. And that's the way the prizes for trivia may end up being from now on. I might wait to whoever wins it wins, and then I might decide after the live what the prize is going to be. Depending on if the winner is a male or female, because you know I do have some men in here. No, I'm not going to sleep yet, but I am sleepy. Especially when I sit down and get still. And I've got another trivia game coming. One of the subscribers sent it, but I haven't gotten it yet. I can't stop doing that, y'all. And I don't mean to be looking down, but I'm reading the chat down here in front of me. Y'all must have come in this chat yawning because it's contagious. I can't stop. Kathy, deep breath and hold. Repeat. People must be going to bed earlier. I guess. I don't know. But I've been awake since before daylight. I've been waking it up before daylight for the last several days, and I have not been able to go back to sleep. So I get up, and then by lunchtime, I'm wore out. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Glad you could join us. I've been drinking water, and I swear somebody put a sleeping pill in my water. Gladys says she needs her YouTube family, feeling a little sad today. Well, I'm sorry, Gladys. I didn't realize you had a son that had passed away. Late as always. Well, hey, better late than never. You're here. I'm drinking tea. Guess I'll be awake for a while. Well, that's one thing about tea now. I can drink a cup of hot tea and go right to sleep. Now, coffee, if I drink coffee, I'll be awake, but not tea. Tea relaxes me, and I can go to sleep. I guess it has a little bit less caffeine in it than coffee does. Yes, his birthday is the 18th of this month. Oh, I'm sorry. How long has he been gone, Gladys? Oh, God. How many sons do you have, Gladys? Was his birthday? He's been gone about 10 years now. Well, he died young, huh? 36, yes, young. His girlfriend took him away. Well, hi, Annie Watson. How are you? So happy you could come in. 36, yes, his girlfriend took him out. I'm not sure I know what exactly you mean by that. Hi, Annie. Were they in a wreck? Was she driving? I think I remember you talking about this before. Oh my God. She put sleeping pills in his drink. Well, did she kill herself too? I mean, that's terrible. Why would she even consider doing such a thing? Unless she was going to kill herself and him both. They both died. Oh, were they having problems? I mean, things had to be awfully bad for her to take his life and her own at the same time. I mean, that is just terrible. And there's Sharon Tate. I've had a bad day today. Gained 8.5 pounds of fluid. Might have to go to the hospital to get it removed. Oh, that's awful, Annie. Well, I know I've gained weight since I haven't been out in the yard to sweat because when they take out lymph nodes, um, when you've had surgery, it makes your body hold liquid, the fluid. And my left arm is always looks like it's swollen just from the fluid, but and the doctors told me I needed to sweat, but I don't have access to a sauna. And I need to ask my doctor maybe to just prescribe uh, to go to a health club to use their sauna or something. But that would help if I had access where I could go a couple of times a week and just use a sauna to where it would help me sweat to get rid of that fluid. going to readjust this camera. I don't like the way it's sitting. If I can. Without moving it too much. I like to have it where I'm halfway looking at the screen and not just looking completely away from it. It looks like I'm buffering. Are y'all having a problem receiving my picture, my video? Annie says, I got an echocardiogram and it wasn't a good report. I'm sorry. Sorry you got bad news. Okay, you said it's working fine. Okay, y'all said it's good there, so I'll take your word for it. That does not sound good, Annie. I think that's what my sister-in-law had before she ever had surgery on her foot. I think she had congestive heart failure and they had to do surgery on her heart for something. And that wasn't too much longer before she started having a problem with her foot and arthritis and the infection that ended up back in the hospital to have surgery to have part of her foot amputated. And now she's back in the hospital again yesterday. She's still there as far as I know. Yeah, everybody needs to say a prayer for Annie. Yeah, my brother took my sister-in-law back to the hospital yesterday. I thought she was doing good. And then I saw his post that he said he took her back to the hospital. She's back in the hospital. She's septic. They said that she's throwing up. She has diarrhea. So she's got some kind of an infection in her stomach. They don't know what's caused it or what it is yet. But she's septic, so, that's an infection in her blood. So, that's stressful to my brother who's just getting over a light heart attack. I thought Susan was in here a minute ago. Maybe not. I don't know. Let me get her this message sent. There, I told her to join us. Maybe she will. Maybe she'll join us in a minute. She said cool. Yeah, I haven't seen Wilkes County boy either. He I think he's just siding with the Hodges, that's all. They were trying to blame me for all their problems, and I never did anything to hurt them. I always tried to help them. I watched all their lives and supported them the best I could, and then they all turned on me. And I guess that's why Bloomin' has not been coming back to my lives. Don't know. It's just a bunch of drama that I can live without. There's Susan. Have no fear. Susan is here. Everybody was asking where you were, Susan. I've got to take a trip, run out to the store tomorrow and check those 2 for $1 canned veggies out that Susan was telling me about. Go up to Kroger and see what they got. You were watching the video on Facebook. Paul's in the garden. Hello, how are you? Yeah, Susan sent me a message that Kroger had uh, canned vegetables on sale 2 for $1. So I thought I might make it out tomorrow and check on that, see what kind of veggies it was. I might buy some of them. I want to look at the turkeys too, but every one I've seen so far is 25, 30 pounds, and I'm not buying a turkey that big. I'll just cook a small hen. I always like to get a turkey that's under 15 pounds. That way it only takes a few hours to bake it, not all day. And I can't handle 25 or 30 pound turkey. I mean, that's just too big. Yeah, I like canned peas, and I like the carrots. I like the green beans. I like the mixed vegetables. Peas and carrots combined. I like the corn. Cream corn as well as whole kernel corn. So if I can get some of it for 50 cents a can, I might buy some of it. Try to stock up a little bit on it. That is if you don't have to spend $25 to be able to get it at that price. A lot of times at Kroger and these big stores, they run real good specials, but you only get that discounted price if you spend up to $25 to get it. And in that case, I just walk out of the store unless I was going to buy groceries anyway. Well, good, April. You finally got rain. I know you were happy about that. Guess no one scrolled back. I don't know. What did you write, Kathy? To make friends, but oh, when you came here before, you tried to make friends. Nobody wanted to make friends with you. And then you got hacked, so you didn't come back. Well, I'm glad you came back, and I'm sure everybody wants to be friends with you. April says their canned veggies is $3 a can. Oh my God. That is outrageous. Oh my God, a girl on the floor face down at Walmart. I hope she's all right. What was wrong with her? And there's Becky Allen. Hello. They called for an ambulance. Well, I hope the poor woman is okay. She never did come around, but when they turned her over, she was ice cold. But she was breathing and had a pulse. About how old a lady was that? She may have had a heart attack or something. Who knows? She could have had a seizure. I mean, you just never know, the health problems other people might have. She has non-epileptic seizures. Wow. So that must have been what it was. She was having a seizure. But she'd never had one that bad. Wow. I'd be terrified if I walked in the store and somebody just fell in the floor in front of me having a seizure or something. Oh my gosh. When I was substitute teaching, I had a young teenage boy that had a seizure in the gym when I was in the gym subbing with the class. And I ran up the bleachers because he was at the top bleacher. And I was afraid him having a seizure, he was going to tumble down the bleachers. So I ran up there, got him laid down, and I tried to calm him down. And I kept talking to him and, rubbing his head and trying to, get him to relax. And finally, he came out of his seizure. And he looked at me and he said, "That is the first time I've ever come out of a seizure without medication." And by the time the nurse got there from the school, he was already sitting up and he was out of his seizure already. And they thought that was phenomenal, that I talked him out of his seizure basically. But I knew when someone's having a seizure like he was doing, you got to get them to relax. And they can hear what you're saying. And it worked with him. And I'm so glad it did, because he scared me to death. I didn't know what to expect. Yeah, I imagine it did shake you up, Susan. Connie says my son has grand moles. That's kind of sad. So then we went out and I sent you a picture of what we saw. Huh. Oh, I looked at the picture you sent, Susan, and that Oscar Mayer Wiener truck, that they had that up in Fort Worth at Cowtown one time. And my granddaughter and my son, we took pictures of them standing in front of that Wiener truck. But it was out in the open, where you could walk around it and stuff real good. Where was that picture taken? We came out and saw it in the parking lot. I had to pull over and take a picture. But I don't know if you can see it on my phone. That's the Oscar Mayer Wiener truck. Let me see if I can get it to flip over. There's the picture Susan sent. That's the Oscar Mayer Wiener truck. If the light would quit getting so bright on it. But it was out in the open when they had it up in Cowtown. My son and my granddaughter had to stand in front of it and get pictures. They thought it was cool, that truck. That Sam's in the background. You never know. It could have been broke down. Today, the big event was getting your hair cut. I need to do something with mine. It's way down past my waist. Well, I guess so, Connie. Sound like he had a tough time right from the get-go. And Susan says, oh, and I found a really cool pan. My dad used to have epileptic seizures, and the way his worked is like he looked like he had fallen asleep. He just lost all muscle control and he just limp, fall over. His eyes would close. But he could hear every word you said. He just couldn't raise his head or move or do anything. And my mom had these little pills that she'd put on his tongue, and in just a few seconds he was okay. But the first time I saw it happen to him, I thought he went to sleep. And my mom said no, and she ran out of the living room and came back with a pill and put it in his mouth. And he was okay after that. Well, so sorry, Kathy. Yep, God blessed you. Well, I am too, Kathy. Well, there you go, Susan. I hate to watch the news. It's all depressing. I mean, you got to know what goes on in the world. You don't want to be ignorant to what's going on around you. But it's all killing and drugs and what somebody's done to somebody else, or it's the government arguing or backstabbing. And it's like, I don't even need to hear all this. I know there's so much violence out there. Yeah, April, it sounds like your flowers are loving it there in Hawaii. They're climbing all over the fence. That's what they're supposed to do. And like I said, they'll drop more seeds and come up voluntarily out of the ground. And you can gather the seeds after the flowers bloom. You'll end up with a little tiny ball about the size of a large pea where that flower was. And it comes in like 4 little sections or 3 sections. And you can pop each section open and it's got seeds inside. It'll have at least 3 or 4 seeds in each little round ball. You know, one of my brothers just got over COVID. He's lost 15 pounds since he was sick. And I said, well, I'd love to lose 15 pounds, but I don't want to get sick with COVID to do it. Yep. Well, moonflowers will, April. And they reseed themselves every single year with those great big, those little things are about that big around. And they're full of seeds. You'll get 100 seeds out of one little pod. Oh my God, over $10 a gallon, Susan? It's like 270 something here right now. In fact, I was thinking I should probably stop and fill up, but I don't even need a quarter of a tank to fill it up, so I hated to stop and just get a gallon of gas. Yeah, they always focus on the worst thing because that's what brings them in all the views and the money is getting all the worst news to be shown. In Michigan, it's 3.49. Well, it's been being over $3 here, like 3.69, 3.79. But then it started dropping, and it's dropped now to like 2.70 something or 2.60. Oh, that sounds good, April. Strawberry and ginger tea. Well, you found some friends here, Kathy. 250. I need to lose weight. I'm the biggest I've ever been in my life, and I don't like it, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Hibiscus tea. I've never had hibiscus tea. There's Becky Allen. There's a box in the mail for Gladys right now from me, and I fixed a cute thing I found for Linda too, but haven't mailed it yet. Yes, Kathy, you're always welcome in our chats. You can come in and lean on our shoulders anytime. I know. When I cook it, I got to eat it. Yeah, that's about what ours is here right now. Kathy O'Neill, seems you have two Kathys in here. Yeah, looks like it. The days when it was $4 and $5 for $1, I'm afraid are long gone. Yeah, Susan sent a picture of her son to me, and I told her her son reminds me of my son-in-law. Okay, the Kathy with no last name on it is Kathy Purnell, and the other one is Kathy O'Neill. Yeah, sometimes the chat goes by pretty fast. You got to scroll back to see what's going on. Oh my goodness, Gladys. You want to go out and party and look at naked men? Linda will drive. Oh my gosh. Girl, there's no hope for you. We need to hire a limousine with a driver. That way I can look too. Oh no. You just got news that your senior park mobile is being sold 15-day notice. Very upset. Well, I don't blame you. That means you got to move, Becky. You got a lot of nude beaches in Hawaii, April. Oh my goodness. Have you ever accidentally walked up on one? Or maybe it was on purpose. Gladys will have to go visit April in Hawaii if you want to see all those nude men. But usually the ones that are in the nudist beaches, they're men you don't want to look at. They're kind of secluded beaches. Well, I guess so. Because really, I found that most of the time the real good looking guys and the good looking women are not at the nudist beaches. It's all the ones that are overweight and the guys that don't look, you don't want to see them, that are at the nudist beaches. Yeah, dirty old men hang out there. The men you don't want to hang out with. Susan said turkey's 97 cents a pound. I know Kroger here usually has the turkeys and the ham real cheap, but you've got to spend at least $25 or $30 to be able to get that low price. So a lot of times I don't take advantage of that low price. And like I said, unless I'm going to buy groceries anyway, that I'll spend the $25 to get it at the low price. A lot of times I just go to the store that has them on sale, so you don't have to buy anything else. Just get the turkey or the ham. Yeah, well, usually everybody has a card. But here you got to have the card, plus you got to spend $25 to get that low price. Because I thought it was just the card one time. I went in to get a ham. But no, the sign said that you had to have a Kroger card and spend $25 to get the ham at the sale price. So I don't know what would have happened if I'd have went up and registered with my card and then bought just the ham. I don't know if it would have given me the sale price or not. Oh, your stores there give you free turkeys with Micaiah points or Micaiah points. I don't usually bother with the fuel points because I'm never getting gas at the same place. I get it at Walmart's pumps most of the time, or Brookshire's gas pumps. I made turkey wings and legs. I want a ham. Yeah, my heart goes out to all you ladies. I mean, I have my health problems, with my back and neck injury, and I'm a little overweight, but I am up and around and doing stuff for myself, so I'm blessed in that regard. Safeway has the cheapest gas. See, we don't have a Safeway here in this town, and we don't have a Costco. I would have to drive to Fort Worth or Dallas to go to Costco or Safeway. Yeah, that's the way most of the stores here are. Even if you have a card, like a Kroger card or whatever store card it is. But it doesn't hurt to go in there and check it out and find out what they got. I'll go in there and check them out tomorrow and see what Kroger has. I'll see what kind of sales HEB has. I'll check out Brookshire. And I already saw the turkeys in Walmart are 25 and 30 pounds. I don't care what they sell them for. I'm not buying one that big. Yeah, digital. I've not done digital coupons yet. I used to clip coupons, but then a lot of times, half the time when I got to the register, half the coupons wouldn't work. So I just gave up on it. I just look for the sales now. And Walmart had some of their beans and stuff on sale for like 69 cents a can when I was in there yesterday. Because I bought, I think, a can of whole kernel corn. I bought a can of cream corn. I got, I think, a can of tomatoes. And something else in a can. I don't remember. But it was 69 cents a can. But hey, if I can get some for 50 cents, I'll go to Kroger. You just have to check around because sometimes Aldi even has good sales, but a lot of times they don't post the sale. You have to actually go in the store to see what they've got. Yeah, when they're family-owned stores like that, they don't usually have great specials because it costs them money to get their food in stock. It's not like a big chain store. Veterans get 10% off on Saturday. Well, I couldn't believe it. The last time I bought lumber in Home Depot, the lady at the register, because I was at the service desk when I paid for it, and she gave me a 10% off of what I bought. A senior citizen discount. And I said, well, thank you. I said, most of the time you don't get that, especially if you check yourself out at the registers. You don't get any kind of discount. I said, that's nice to know. I'll try to seek her out the next time I buy plywood and stuff to finish my bedroom floors or to put it down on my bedroom floors. I'm trying to get it ready to where I can put something nice on top later on. Guess I'll have to constantly eat cough drops so I'm not coughing in here. Ragu is $1.99. I said we're like cars. We wear out. We need new parts. I need an overhaul job. I need rebuilding. I need a new paint job so I look good. Oh, sour cream, pineapple, and cranberry sauce is $1.49. Sounds like good prices. I bought a can of cranberry sauce yesterday, and I bought 2 boxes of their stuffing, their cornbread stuffing. Because I don't like to stuff my turkey, and if I bake a ham, not a ham, but a hen, I don't want to stuff it with anything. I like my stuffing on the side. April said she could use tires and a lube job. Has anyone tried RAOS? Rails? I don't know what north sides are. You've almost forgotten how to use the chat, Kathy. Oh, I see. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I do know what you mean, Gladys. You're unreal. Oh, Kroger brats or smoked sausages, buy one get one free. That's good. As long as they don't raise the price up on the first one you buy. And some stores do that. They'll raise the price like up that much again just to give you the second one free. Tomorrow you get to go to your eye exam. Well, my eye doctor told me after my surgery and she checked me and I was doing good that I don't have to come back in anymore unless I have some problems, you know. Don't need to come back in anymore unless I have a problem. Two for $1 at Kroger is the Kroger brand, but you want Green Giant there, 69 cents. Well, see, that's still a good price for Green Giant. 69 cents is not bad. The seasonings are buy two, get one free. Yeah, I'll probably take a stroll up to Kroger tomorrow. Kroger's on one side of the highway and H-E-B is on the opposite side. So if I go up to Kroger, I'll go to H-E-B too and just see what they got. Because they're the two grocery store that's farthest away from me. I have to go through town out on the other side to get to them. We have Kroger, H-E-B, Aldi, Brookshire, and we have a Walmart Supercenter. Jimmy Dean sausage is 2 for $7, while Kroger brand is 2 for $5. I usually get the Walmart brand of sausage, and it's pretty reasonable. It's like $2.32 for a pound. Kroger sausage is pretty good. I don't think I've tried Kroger sausage. Yeah, we have a Target, but it's up in Fort Worth. We don't have a Target here in Granbury. But we do have our Walmart. I've never ever been to Costco because it's way up on the other side of Fort Worth, and I'm not even going to drive up there to see what they've got. I probably wouldn't spend enough worth the trip up there. I've never got the Knorr noodle side dish. I don't know if I've ever bought the Knorr brand before. No, we don't have a grocery outlet here. I've seen huge rats in Costco. That's enough to know I'm glad I haven't been. I don't want one to hitchhike on my car and bring him home. Running in the produce section. Well, they know where their food's at. Big as cats. I hear that people in Hawaii have big roaches too. Because it don't get cold enough there to kill them. Yes, and they fly. Well, the little ones here in Texas will fly too. We lived in one house that we rented before I got this place. You can open the kitchen cabinet door at night and those things would jump out at you. I mean, they'd fly right in your face or over your head. I said, man, I got to get out of this place. I have never lived in a house where it had roaches like that. And the plumber told me they actually were water bugs. They look like roaches, but they're called water bugs. And there was a bad leak under the house, and that's what caused them. But I was just living there temporarily, and then I moved over here in this house, and I've never had that problem here. The only thing I found in my kitchen cabinets was scorpions once in a while. And they'd get in a bowl or a coffee cup, and the porcelain is so slick they couldn't climb out. So they'd stay in the coffee cup or the bowl till they died. Or sometimes I'd find them still alive, and I'd just take them out, dump them out in the yard, and step on them. It's been a long time since I've seen one in the house. I guess I've got so many rocks and places for them to be outside. They're not interested in coming inside. And large centipedes, ooh, I hate those centipedes. They make my skin crawl. They're so gross. Yeah, I agree with you. Ooh, that was awful, Susan. Yeah, that's a trouble too with living in an apartment. It doesn't matter how clean you keep your apartment or try to keep it bug free. If the next apartment is not that clean and it has bugs and roaches, they're going to find their way over to your apartment. Was it trailer park, Susan? Ugh. The trailer was so bad they tore it down instead of moving it out. Well, that's good, Susan, that they do spray once a month. Now I'm not hungry. Gladys, I think that's the first time I've ever heard you say you were not hungry. Hello, oh, so much for chocolate tonight for Gladys. Yeah, I know. Used to, when you brought groceries home in the brown bags, it was bad for bringing roach eggs home because they'd get in those paper bags. And a lot of people would store the bags under their cabinet because they'd reuse the bags for other purposes. And I did that too. Yeah, and from boxes as well. Hmm. Well, my ants here are usually the great big red ants, and they hurt like crazy. And then that leaves a little bump on your skin that has a pus pocket in it, and it itches and it burns, and you can't scratch it. It's terrible. Well, the Aldi here, you have to use your own bags, or you have to buy their like Aldi bags, the big shopping bag things that you can reuse. They're plastic. I started putting my paper bags in the freezer. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's me. I've got 3 or 4 of Aldi bags that I try to keep in my car, but one time I took them out and I stopped by Aldi to get stuff, and when I went in, I didn't have any bags. I says, "Oh no." So I had to buy another little bag, but they're usually only about 10 cents a piece. I said, if I don't keep them in my purse, I at least need to keep some in the glove compartment of the car. So I've got them with me if I decide to stop there. I have that antibiotic cream for bites, insect bites. It works pretty good. Yeah. Huh. Well, Walmart has plastic. I think all the stores in this whole town use plastic bags, except for Aldi. Like Aldi is, like I said, you got to use your own bag of whatever kind of bag or thing you want to carry your groceries out in. I do too. I've got stainless steel straws in my thermal cups. Well, I bought a package of extra stainless steel straws, and some of them are like curved around and some of them are straight. And it's got a long wire holder thing, and it's got a little bristle brush at the end of it. And it's perfect to run down those straws to clean the whole length of the straw. So I've got it hanging up with my kitchen utensils on the wall up here behind the sink. So I always know where it is if I want to clean my straws. I got a vacuum. I haven't vacuumed today, but I'm not going to do it tonight. It might get done tomorrow. I don't know. Big fat smoothie straws. I can show you what I clean mine with. Mm. This is my straw cleaner. It came with my package of stainless steel straws. And it's the most handiest thing to have. Because, I don't think there's anything I've got that will fit down the straw. But this will go basically the whole length of a straw. And if it doesn't, you just turn it around and come up from the other end. And it cleans it perfectly. I mean, this is the neatest little gadget. And I've never seen one except for in the package of the stainless steel straws. But it's just like a little bottle scrubber, but it's made for your straw. I mean, that's just a neat thing. Yeah, pipe cleaners would work, but that's so neat because it dries fast and you can always reuse it. You can wash it out in the soapy water, rinse it, and then dry it and hang it up and reuse it. Yeah, I remember boiling baby bottles. I used to do that. They didn't have baby formula when my daughter was born. Yeah, they still do the nipples and pacifiers. Well, if I had a baby today, I'd still boil the bottles, the nipples, the pacifiers, everything. In the beginning, anyway. And then later it would probably be just the pacifiers and the nipples. Yeah, I always used cloth diapers because we didn't have disposable diapers when my daughter was a baby. And the doctor told me for Margaret's formula when she was born, he said take a can. There I go again. He said take a can of evaporated milk, pour it in a quart jar, and then fill it up with water, and then add the vitamins that he gave me for her. You put, how much he told you of the vitamins, and I think it was like a dropper full. And that was her formula. Your son's baby is due in January 30th. Oh, you're going to have a New Year's baby. I watch off-grid shows too, Kelly. I like those. I use cloth diapers. I made their own formula. Boil their bottles, nipples, pacifiers. Everything that went in that baby's mouth, I boiled. The little teething rings, all that stuff. I mean, it was nothing for someone to ride by my house and see my clothesline just full of diapers. Because I'd wash them and put them out on the clothesline to dry. There was at least 24 diapers out there at one time. I've seen Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy before, but I'm beginning to wonder about them a little bit. Yeah, people are spoiled today. They've got disposable diapers. They have baby formula that's already mixed for them. One thing about it, though, I could not carry all this stuff they make for babies today. First of all, the car seat, the carry car seat, looks like you're carrying a basket. Those things are so big and bulky and probably heavy that I couldn't carry the baby in that thing. I mean, forget it. I'd have to put it in the car, strap it in the way you do, and let the baby ride in it in the car. When I got out, I'd have to take the baby out and leave that thing in the car, because if I could carry the baby, I couldn't carry the seat too. I mean, it's ridiculous. My computer didn't stall. Did somebody else's stall? Becky says, oh boy, I forgot to use my straw cleaner, and when I did, straw was really gross. Yeah, I remember that. You had to pull those thin rubber pants over those baby diapers. But, that was better than getting drowned when the baby peed. Sometimes you got wet regardless, but usually during the day when my son was up and running around, if it was in the summertime, I just put his diaper on him. I didn't put the rubber pants on. I just put the diaper on. My daughter was the same way. Oh my goodness, Kathy. Yeah, you have to put them on them when they were asleep or they drown the bed. Well, thank you, Kathy. I like this new freezer too. April says where she lived, her kids went naked. Well, I'm sure your kids did not mind a bit, April. I didn't like putting those rubber pants on my son because it kept breaking him out. I guess it kept him too hot or something. But his little butt would keep breaking out in a heat rash. So I left those rubber pants off of him as much as possible. And we lived at the beach, so it didn't matter. I just put his little diaper on him, and he'd run around with just a diaper on. No shirt. Always left the line on. Yeah, it always left a what do you call it? The stretchy, the elastic mark on their legs. Little kids don't care. They just soon go running around naked as to wear clothes. They could care less. See, they were starting their own nudist colony, their own nudist beach. Yeah, I did too, Peggy. Because when my daughter was born, no, by then I did have my own washer. But before that, I used one of those wringer washers that belonged to my mother-in-law who lived beside us. I'd take my clothes over there and I'd fill the washer up and wash them. But then by the time my daughter was born, we had bought a new mobile home and we had a washer in it. So I washed her diapers, her cloth diapers, in that washing machine. And then I hung them out on the line in the backyard. You had a pool back then? Oh, how sad, Becky. I hate to hear all that. I've only got 19 likes and I've got 32 people in or online right now. So I need more thumbs up. Yeah, those wringer washers were really good. I really think they got clothes cleaner than these washing machines today. Yep, I did too. I used cloth diapers on both of my kids. They had come out with a cloth diaper when my son was born, but it wasn't any good. The first time it got wet, it would clump all up in under the plastic, and it just made a mess. So I refused to even buy the things. I use cloth diapers. I mean, these women today don't know what it is to use cloth diapers and make their own baby formula. If they can't go buy it off the shelf in a store, they don't know what to do. Well, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I'm up to 22 thumbs up now. Yeah, those disposable back when my kids were little, they were not good disposable diapers at all. Yeah, they couldn't do the baby safety pins. That was the art, getting that diaper on without sticking your finger with that pin. I never did nurse either one of my babies. I probably should have my son, but they had already given me the shot to dry up the milk when we realized he was allergic to the formulas. Because everything they gave him in the hospital, he'd throw it up. He wouldn't keep it on his stomach. So the doctor just told me on the way home from the hospital, stop by the store and get a gallon of 2% milk or low-fat milk and go home and give him that with his vitamins, and that's his milk, his formula. So that's what I did. And he got a bottle every 2 hours. Because with it being no fat milk, it didn't stay in his stomach very long. But like I said, I made my daughter's formula with a can of carnation evaporated milk, put it in a quart jar, fill it up with water, and then add the vitamins. And that was her formula right there. And she did fine on it. So back when they had all this scare, they couldn't find baby formula on the shelf. I thought to myself, well, there's plenty of cans of carnation evaporated milk they can get. Just pour it in a jar and add water and put the vitamins in it and give it to the babies. Plenty of milk out there. You never know what's in a lot of that stuff anyway. I don't know that I'd want to give it to my baby. These pre-made formulas. Yeah, you make do, April. Yeah, I forgot the Caro syrup. You did put Caro syrup in the milk. I forgot about that. But I forgot how many spoonfuls of Caro syrup he said to put in the quart jar of milk, 1 can of evaporated milk, and then fill it up to the top with water. And then put so much of his vitamins, because he gave me a bottle of vitamins with an eyedropper, and he told me how much of that to drop in the milk. Mix it up, and that was their formula. They got, my daughter did fine on it. No problem. It was a tablespoon. I knew it was about a tablespoon or something like that. It wasn't very much. Oh, well, you didn't miss a whole lot. We were just talking about disposable diapers versus cloth diapers, and baby formulas versus making your own formula with canned milk and Karo syrup. Yeah, I think it was called with my daughter. It was just the can of evaporated milk, which I think the brand name was Carnation. But I'm sure any of the brand names would work. It doesn't have to be Carnation. Yep, grew up perfectly healthy. Linda, did you feed foods early? Did I feed little Buddy early, or I don't know what you're saying? Yeah, I knew there was something else that I put in it, but I couldn't remember what it was, and it was the Karo syrup. And I made some of their baby food. I mean, I bought some already in the jars, but I'd cook stuff and mash it up and give it to them. Real salt and baking soda healed you. And that was from Doug and Stacy. Well, good for you, Kathy. It's probably healthier for the babies too than all this preservative baby formula that's stored in cans. Of course, I know the carnation milk is in a can, but I mean, the evaporated milk formula lasted and did great for a lot of babies back during that time. And it can do that same thing again. They run out of baby formulas in the market, just go get some canned evaporated milk. Get some Karo syrup. Make your own formula. I guess you'd have to go to the doctor and have him give you a prescription for the baby vitamins that to use, but yeah, a lot of the kids are not healthy today. Too much preservatives in the prepackaged food, and live going through McDonald's and Burger King's drive-through for meals. They don't eat greens and stuff like they should. They don't get, I mean, there's nothing wrong with going through McDonald's or Burger King and get a burger, but you don't want to just live on that. My God, when I was growing up, I didn't even know you could go any place and get a hamburger in a drive-through. If I ate a hamburger, it was cooked in the kitchen. My mom cooked it. Yeah, they didn't even come out with the first car seat for a baby until my son come along. And then it was a, a seat that you sit straight up. It had like a flap of metal pipe that went over the front seat, and you just put him in it. It hung there on the seat. There was none of these carry seats and all this stuff. No, I occasionally like to go get a hamburger. Sometimes I'll go to Wendy's or Burger King or McDonald's and get some burgers and fries and stuff. Nothing wrong with it, but you just don't want to make it an everyday, every meal thing. Not unless you're eating a lot of vitamins to where you're getting your vitamins that you're missing from the food that you would have been eating. Oh, I know. My mother and my grandparents were really good cooks. Great grandparents were really good cooks. I know a lot of these young people don't get a meal unless they can go by McDonald's and get a hamburger. And it is changing a little bit because we've got so many not groceries, but restaurants around that if they want to eat a little healthier than just getting a hamburger for every meal, they do have a choice if they've got the money to pay for it. That's me too, Kathy. I was raised country. I mean, I did live in New York for a short time growing up. One of my grandmothers is from New York, and I can cook like a Yankee, but it's usually some of the dishes that my grandmother up there cooked. I remember I always loved her Irish stew, and I usually make my stew kind of the way she always made hers. And then, of course, coming from an Italian bloodline, we love pasta too. My dad was originally from North Carolina, so that's where all the country come in. Yeah, you got to have a certain amount of bread and stuff in your diet, but you don't want to overdo with the bread. I eat my share of rice, but I do cook white rice and I do cook brown rice as well. Annie says, I'm from New Jersey, New York. Well, good for you. Well, you know, New York is where all of the immigrants from Italy and places like that came in and settled. That's where my great-grandparents, they came from Italy in the 1800s and settled in New York City and became American citizens. Oh, Annie, your mom was Italian. Yeah, had to have the rice for your gravy. And Susan said she was born and raised in Kansas my whole life. Yeah, my grandma and granddad did too. My brother did a family tree history, uh, and he traced them back to when they came from Italy. And he has the date, the ship's log, and everything where they signed the ship log when they got on the ship to come over to the United States. They were from the areas around Lombardia. I can't remember the other towns in Italy. And I've always said I'd love to go to Italy just to go around the areas where some of my ancestors were from and see what it was like. But I know, you know, today it's probably a lot different than it was back in the 1800s. Susan says her mom was a nurse during World War II. My dad was in the Navy during that time. He was on the USS North Carolina battleship. The showboat, as they called it. So his ship was one of the backup ships to the Enterprise during the Pearl Harbor massacre, as I call it. Oh, wow. She traveled around, didn't she, Susan? Yeah, my dad was too. He was in the Navy for almost 13 years. He was going to make it his career. But I ended up with so many brothers that my mom told my dad he had to stay home and help her. He couldn't leave anymore. Because, he was gone most of the time. He was on the ship. So he got out a little under 13 years of being in the Navy. I said it was a shame he didn't hit his 20-year mark so he could get his full retirement from the Navy. And my dad, oh my God, he had so many medals. Can't even tell you what all these medals were for that he had. He had a lot of them. Oh my gosh, Susan, that's terrible. Well, I watched my grandmother in New York cook. I watched my grandmother in North Carolina cook. I watched my mom cook and learned a lot from all three of them. I know, Kathy, it's scary what kind of stuff they're going to be adding to our food. They're putting all these chemicals and stuff in food to take the place of food, basically. Yeah, they already do some of it. That's the reason I'd rather eat what I grow, and when I buy meat, I try to get unprocessed meat like chicken, uh, cuts of beef, pork, that's not processed. I mean, I do eat sausage because I love sausage, but I don't get tons of it. But I get all the unprocessed meat that I can get that I cook myself. That way I know what's in it. And I hope that they fed the cows or the animals something that was safe for people to eat the meat from. And I felt victim to all this processed food back when I was working so many hours and my kids were living at home, and I just didn't have time for anything. I bought a lot of stuff that was prepackaged with preservatives and all that stuff to fix meals for my kids and myself. But I tried not to do any more of it than I just had to. And I ended up with a little bit of high blood pressure from it all. And now, since I'm back to eating mostly not processed food, fresh vegetables, fresh food from the store or frozen with nothing added to it, I don't worry about my blood pressure anymore. Tyson is building a plant in America for insects. What are they going to do? Market insects for food? That's what they're doing in Vietnam. Those people eat as many insects as they do beef or pork or chicken, I think. Yeah, well, I'm not going to be buying no bugs. I mean, that's how a lot of the people in Vietnam get their protein, is through the insects and all that. And my brother said when he was over there in the army, they had a mama sign, as they call it, for each barracks. And she was responsible for cooking for the guys and doing their laundry. And he said, you learned you did not want to ask what you were going to eat. You just sat down and you ate it. And he said, usually it was pretty good. But you did not want to know what you just ate. Because if you'd have known what you put in your mouth, you wouldn't have put it there. Because if it crawled, they cooked it. Can we say Soylent Green? I don't know what that is. And lab-grown meats. I don't want lab-grown meats. I don't want anything that comes from a test tube. Dogs and cats, yeah. I don't want to eat a dog or cat. My sister always calls chicken kitty on a stick. I can't read that word. It's behind that heart till it moves up. Teriyaki, chicken on a stick. My sister always called teriyaki chicken kitty on a stick. Chinese teriyaki. Well, that's what my brother said goes on in Vietnam too. They eat everything that crawls that they can get protein from, because a lot of them don't have a lot of chicken and pork and stuff like that available. I mean, if they lived in a big city, maybe, but a lot of them live out on the countryside. And their market consists of people coming in, setting up stands and selling whatever they grew at their house. And they'd sell it to the other people. I'm back. My dog loves to run. Gladys says, really, not hungry now. You don't want to be a vegetarian now. What the people in the movie ate, it was made from people. Oh, I don't even want to think about eating somebody. But I guess if it come to the place where that's all you had to eat, you might think about eating it before you starve to death, but that'd probably be the only way I'd want to do that. Well, hi there, Savage. Yeah, we're up late tonight. I didn't plan on going live, but I got so many requests from some of my subscribers to go live tonight that I finally got caught up with stuff around the house and my project outside that I did a video on, and decided, well, I'll go ahead and live, then I'll go jump in the shower and I'll just go to bed. I'm going to have to look that movie up. I have not heard of it. Let me write it down. I don't want to forget that. Solid Green. Well, you're welcome, April. I bought freeze-dried organic cat food. My cat got very sick. Vet said not recommended. Yeah. You don't know what was freeze dried. And I haven't had venison in a long time. Used to, I had plenty of it when I lived in North Carolina, but I'm out here where I'm in an area where people, the guys don't go hunting. If they do, I don't know about it. I mean, some of these Mexicans probably do, but they're not going to give you any of the venison. Well, we're going to do trivia again, Savage, so maybe you'll get in on the next one. Yeah, I know there's people that in some of the surrounding towns, they go hunting and they shoot those wild hogs. And the authorities in Texas encourage people to go shoot them because they breed so fast and they destroy everybody's property. So they want you to shoot them. They want you to get them. They go and have them processed every year, make hams and sausage and all that stuff. And I did have one of them that gave me a couple of pounds of the sausage one year, and it was so good. But I've never gotten any more. I never liked tofu, April. I bought some one time and I tried to fix stir fry. I had to pick all the tofu out and throw it away because I couldn't eat it. Yeah, those wild hogs can kill you. They're mean. They're aggressive. I fried it like they said, but it just came out so soggy and icky. I couldn't eat that stuff. I said, I don't see what the big fuss is over tofu. I couldn't handle it. I know it was nasty to me too, Susan. I couldn't handle it. I picked all the tofu out of my stir fry, and I just ate the vegetables and the sauce that was in it. I got rid of the tofu. I couldn't handle that. It was like putting a tasteless, watery marshmallow in your mouth. Ugh. Well, mine was definitely not extra firm. It was gross. I don't think I've ever seen tofu on a buffet out here of any of these Oriental restaurants. Even if it soaked up the flavor, I couldn't handle the texture of it. Ugh. Did it, Mom? I had to spit it out. It's like, I can't eat this. Yeah, it was squishy. It wasn't good to me, Savage, that's for sure. Yeah, I wish I knew people around here that would give me venison. I haven't had venison in a long time. Yeah, I tried it. I don't like it, so I'm not going to try it again. It was a waste of my money. Maybe it was the way it was prepared, Annie. You can take a piece of lean venison, tenderize it with a meat mallet, and cook it like you do country style steak. You know, flour it, fry it, and make a brown gravy with it. It is so good. You would not believe how good that is. I like black olives and I like the green olives, but I usually buy them in the jar or the cans at the store. I've got squirrels jumping on the top of my house. And venison is good to mix it with a little bit of ground beef. It makes a real lean ground beef patty. You know, put about half ground beef and half venison. Season it and fry it like a hamburger patty. It's pretty good. Those hogs come out at night. That's when they come in my son's backyard. He said, Mom, I've seen when they come right up in my yard, almost to the patio, and start rooting, digging up the yard. And he said, they're coming too close to the house. And he said, I'm going to be out there some nights. And he said, if they come up, it'll be their last time, because he said, I'm going to shoot them. Yeah, you got to know how to cook it or it's not going to be good. I've eaten it fixed like a stew, and it was good, the way my mom cooked it. But my favorite way is to tenderize it with a meat mallet, just like you would like cube steak, country steak. Bread it and fry it and seasoning it. Oh, it's something really good. I know some of these squirrels sound like they're big as a human when they pounce. And it sounds like they're on a speedway because they'll run from one end to the other. Yeah, you'll like it, Connie. If you'll just mix a little bit of ground beef in with the ground venison, it makes a real lean hamburger patty, and it's really good. And that way, too, you use less ground beef. Yeah, it's squirrels. Well, I don't know. It could be a raccoon. I could get raccoons that come up in the yard, but I've not seen one on the house. I've actually seen the squirrels up there. But, I wouldn't put it past the raccoons. They'd get up there too. Gladys says she likes anything that don't eat me. Well, I feed the squirrels and the birds, and the squirrels get the bird seed too. So I'm actually feeding the squirrels as well as the birds. I keep two bird feeders outside on a pole. Well, y'all seen them in the videos, and I keep bird seed in them year round. But I can't afford to buy the expensive bird seed. I buy Walmart's cheap stuff, and they love it just as good as the other. Yeah, do that, Connie. I think you'll like it. season it like you would any other meat, tenderized steak or even a hamburger. Just season it like you would a hamburger. It's really good. And people, a lot of them, when they buy ground beef, they'll try to get the leanest cut, which costs a little bit more. So you can make your lean hamburger just using the venison. Grind it up, mix it in. Okay, Savage, well, I'm glad you dropped in. I hope you can make it to the next live, whenever that will be. Probably tomorrow night. I usually have one at Wednesday at 7. And I usually have one Sunday at 3. And then any other time that I pop online. Says, I'm hungry. Gladys is rubbing off on me. Well, it's been over 2 hours. I'm tired too. I still got to go take a shower. Get some of this sweat off of me. So I think I'm going to end our live. And I can't believe it. We got 30 people in here still. Have a great night, Savage. I know you hate to call it into a good thing, huh? When you're enjoying everybody's company. But, it's been over 2 hours. I think we've been on long enough. I've enjoyed each and every one of you. I love y'all to death. Please have everybody like, share, and subscribe to my videos. And above all, watch my videos. And I'll see you on my next one. Bye, y'all. Love you.